Let's get it. Let's get it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It is the weekend following Thanksgiving, specifically Saturday. And wow, it has been a crazy couple of days. I never ever do anything party wise for Thanksgiving. Like, I've never drank on Thanksgiving. It's always been spent at the grandparents' house and all that. This time around, obviously, I hopped from my girlfriend's house over to my house, and the entire family was there. It was the first year we did it at my parents' house. So my siblings were there with their boyfriends, and it was a good time. So we all got a little crazy. We let loose. Did not sleep. And Ariana and I actually tried Black Friday shopping for the first time in both of our lives, which was a horrendous waste of time. The crowds weren't that crazy. The mall was no more packed than it usually is. We also went at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Actually, 3 in the morning. But the prices were like $5 cheaper than they regularly are. It's a horrible waste of time. So I don't recommend Black Friday shopping. Besides, it's a big capitalist gimmick anyway. Forget about it. So today, though, we are doing an extra shoulder workout. Just shoulder specifically because they are the one thing I really, really need to target. That and my chest. My chest gets hit 2 or 3 times a week already. See, since I can't do legs right now because of my ankle injury, which is getting much better, by the way. I'm thinking I'll be able to do light legs very, very soon. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But because of that, I'm doing push day and pull day just back to back. So I can bang out like 2 push days and 2 pull days in the first 4 days of the week. So then I took Thanksgiving off from training, of course, because the gyms were closed and everything. And then Friday was a big recovery day because, again, we pulled an all-nighter. So today I'm jumping back in, and it's a free day, so we're doing shoulders. And I'm doing something really different right now. I'm starting off with dumbbell shoulder pressing, which you never see me do. Regular push days, you've seen me do the standing overhead press. I'll do that twice a week. 1 day's heavy, 1 day's lighter. Standing overhead press is with your back straight up and down, 90-degree angle. And obviously, your arms go straight up and down as well for a full activation of all 3 heads of the shoulder. This time, though, I'm doing the seated dumbbell press and with a slight incline, so it's not straight up and down. Now, the key here is to not round your chest up, or try not to round it up as much as you normally would, like on an incline press, so you can keep your back as 90 degrees as possible. And this is going to force you to still flex your glutes, still keep your back tight, still keep that tight posture you would when you're doing a standing overhead press. But the benefit is it puts your spine into kind of a neutral position, being slightly backwards like that, and it brings in the very top of your upper chest ever so slightly. It works not only your front delts, and I mean this kills your front delts at this angle. It also activates the top of your upper chest and that chest delt tie-in, which, let's face it, no bodybuilder can go without more help to their upper chest. Everybody needs a little bit more assistance on that upper chest growth. It's just a weak point for everybody. So a little bit of extra chest activation, especially in the upper chest, is never a bad thing, especially for somebody like me who needs work on both my shoulders and my chest. So this little angle of shoulder pressing really helps just fire up the front delts, the very top of my chest, and that delt chest tie-in thickness amazingly. And the key here is I'm using a very controlled form. I did like 6 or 7 working sets. I didn't even film all of them. I filmed a few of them. They were painful. Today there's no real structure. It's an extra free day, so I'm really just having fun, and I'm beating the crap out of myself. But you feel it. This fires up those front delts like crazy, and the point at the top of the movement is to push your shoulders all the way up. We retract them when we're pressing. So at the very top of the movement, push your shoulders all the way up. It's going to activate the traps, and it's going to really activate the front delts. Next, I move on to rear delts. And just like what I was saying, normally we like to retract our shoulder blades in a lot of pressing movements. For delt flies or lateral raises like this, do the opposite. Instead of retracting your scapula, protract your scapula. In other words, drive your shoulder blades in front of you at the very front of the movement, and this is going to activate full deltoid work. As opposed to if you keep yourself retracted, it's going to be a lot more of your back moving and your traps activating. So I did about 5 sets of the rear raises with the machine, and then I moved on to standing dumbbell lateral raises. And I did 5 sets here with 20-pound dumbbells. The key with these is you want to make sure your elbows come up higher than your hands, and you want to make sure your pinky knuckles are tilted towards the ceiling. So like you're sipping tea, like a chicken flapping its wings sipping tea. That's a throwback line from my old videos. Did 5 sets of these, nice and heavy, but I'm squeezing hard at the top, and I am giving it a nice controlled negative on the way back down. It is painful. After that first pressing technique I just showed you guys, your shoulders are going to be on fire. And lastly, I realized that shrugs are no longer in the push-pull legs routine that I've been doing, because you're supposed to indirectly work your shrugs through a series of rows and through deadlifts, etc. But since I haven't been able to really do heavy deadlifts, I'm going old school and I'm throwing shrugs back in there, which quite honestly are responsible for my trap growth as it is. So 5 sets of heavy barbell shrugs, and I ended this workout with face pulls from a very high angle, which is going to really target the rear delts and the side delts especially. It'll also activate your traps, the upper back a little bit. It's a great finisher move. That's my extra deltoid workout. Keep in mind, guys, I did have my regular deltoid regimen already twice this week, along with my push day. So this is just extra icing on the cake before we start the new week. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you had a great one. Subscribe now and hit me up in the Facebook link below.